Well, good evening and welcome to the Chain Gang. I'm John Pope.
I'm Lil B.
Yeah, we're going to do a special little episode tonight. This is not our official Chain Gang show. That'll be tomorrow night with Ryan White and I. But we're broadcasting here from the Resource Center studio because we kind of have a little special announcement tonight, don't we, Lil B?
Yes.
So Lil B, also my daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's been a big part of this show. But you actually started other shows too, didn't you?
Yeah, I started Quarantine Kitchen, and we did the football games sometimes.
Yeah,
and basketball games.
Yeah, so you've been a big part of all these shows. And so she had come to me, and since this has kind of been a family thing for us, she said she would like to, from time to time, do her own segment on the Chain Gang, and we're excited to have her. So we're here to introduce Lil B and her show. Now, Lil B, what is your show going to be called?
It's going to be called Full Court Press.
Oh, I like that. Oh. You're definitely one for the flair for the dramatic, but that's awesome. That's a good name for a show. And so we'll get back into what your show is going to be about here in just a little bit. I, as a dad, wanted to take just a second because 30 years from now, I can go back and play this again. So I'm going to use this opportunity as kind of a reflection on why you're a fan. So I remember back when I was 5 or 6, Paul put a football in my hand and he said, "You're an Oklahoma Sooner."
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. And so that's where I got my love for OU. And of course, Paul and I would go, Barry Retchloff with a thumbs up already. You're already getting an audience there, B. But that's where I had my love for sports, was being able to watch it with my dad. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of people say we're fanatics, and we probably are a little bit, when it comes to Oklahoma. I wanted to go, instead of talking about why I become a fan, I want to kind of revisit what qualifies you, one, to have your own sports segment, but two, more importantly, why is it important to you to be a fan? Do you remember back to when you first started loving Oklahoma?
I think it was 2016, maybe.
Yeah, it was. I think
Baker Mayfield.
I think that's right. I think that was your first game. And you really wouldn't come in when we watched in the OU room. You'd come in from time to time before 2016.
Yeah, I just remember being so bored. I'm like, what is this? I do not get this.
Yeah, you would. And then we took you to...
I think it was Texas?
No, in 2016, we took you to your first Oklahoma game in Norman for the opening game.
Florida?
No, it was I want to say it was a team. It was a smaller team because it was their first game, and I can't remember who it was. But I remember distinctly. It's funny looking back that, of course, we do all our chants and stuff at the OU games, and we have all our rituals and stuff. But you just kind of sat there for a while, up until halftime. You just kind of sat there, and then all of a sudden you started doing the OU. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, if we won or lost.
Oh, we definitely won.
Yeah.
But that was, remember, at the end of that game, Baker Mayfield came out, and Kyler Murray came in.
Yeah.
He threw his first touchdown pass ever for Oklahoma. So we got back to the hotel, and you were out. And it seems like ever since then, you have been a humongous fan of sports in general.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's such a big role model, and it's. If you think of sports in a positive way, we're going to talk about this tomorrow night on the show a little bit. Sports is a metaphor for life. You play sports, and there's discipline in there, isn't there? Yeah, you have to run suicides or something if you miss a shot, or
But that's a good thing for you, right?
Mm-hmm. It teaches you to try to practice that and really focus on your shot or whatever you do, and
and be your best?
Yeah.
From time to time? Does Dad kind of stay on you from time to time? I really don't have to. You're kind of a self-disciplined person.
Yeah, like, I think it was, like, Monday or Sunday, I don't remember, but, like, I would take so many shots from these places, and if I missed it 5 times, I would have to run 5 laps down and back. And nobody told me to do this. I'm just like, well, if I miss it, I shouldn't be missing these shots. So
You're kind of hard on yourself, but that's cool. I like it. But I mean that's what sports teaches us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's sometimes there's bad role models, or sometimes there's bad things to sports that we don't like, and you're old enough to identify those. But but it truly is a great lesson. And one, I love it because I get to share a ton of stuff with you. You and I get to watch sports games together. Who are your favorite teams, by the way?
Oklahoma, and then the Browns, and then, like, Drury Lady Panthers.
Yeah, we go to a lot of Drury Lady Panther games, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
How cool would it be to get them on the show?
That would be, like, I don't even know.
Well,
so cool.
We're trying to get them on the show.
Yes.
And so, and I think that's a possibility. So that would be really cool. Yeah, Rick Burney, who is going to be featured in our new segment on the Chain Gang tomorrow night, 2-minute drill with Rick Burney. But anyways, he says, yeah, sports teach all kinds of lessons. So what's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Why is that?
It's because
I didn't ever raise you really watching a lot of basketball. I mean, I watch college basketball, but why is basketball your favorite sport?
Okay, this is going to sound bad, but because you can, like, be very aggressive and, like, throw people down and get all your anger out.
Oh, geez. And you do. You and a few. I'm not going to name any other names because I don't have. You guys you're kind of a rough. I mean, you guys are chippy a little bit sometimes, right?
It's
a word we use on the show from time to time. So what else about basketball do you like?
I like just being able to be on a team and feel, like, all the support, and, like, I don't even know. I just like a lot of stuff about it. Like, being able to not just have to sit at home and be on a device or things, and be able to, like, go out there and get all your anger out. Or
you keep bringing up this anger. People are going to think you have anger issues. You're a very sweet girl. I don't know why. From time to time, I think you get a little bit upset. So, but what? My camera over there just got out of whack over there. But so you like basketball? What's your second favorite sport?
Softball.
Yeah, what do you like about softball? Because you don't get to toss anybody around in softball.
Unfortunately.
Unless you charge the mound or something.
I wouldn't do that.
I could see you doing that. Yeah. I hope not. I wouldn't. I'm not condoning that, nor do I want you to do that. So
my favorite thing in softball is to pitch. I don't know why. It's just so fun. And I love the coaches that help me out with that. And
yeah, you got a lot of good coaches.
Yeah.
You just recently started with a newer coach that you're working with periodically, and she's amazing. So it's fun. I'll be honest with you, as a dad, and I'm going to tell you this. I probably never told you this before, but I coach you a little bit in basketball. I don't coach you in softball because I'm going to be real honest with you.
You don't know softball.
I'm
just going to go ahead and say it.
Thank you. Thanks for helping me out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know baseball. But when you guys start doing that with your underhand pitch, I think your arm's going to fall off. So I don't know softball, so I can't help you out too much on that. But I do, when you get up, I don't care what position you're playing, but especially when you pitch, I get nervous. Like, I mean, my stomach is just in knots for you. And, in all your teammates, when they get up there, you got some others that get up there and pitch with you. But man, as a parent, and I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure there's other parents that have kids that play sports, but my stomach is absolutely in knots the whole time you're up there. And I'm not a quiet dad, am I? What happened the first time you struck someone out?
I think you were, like, screaming, like, not like, oh my gosh, you suck. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I jumped up and grabbed the chains.
I think you did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was your very first time pitching, and you know, and you struck someone out, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm not a quiet dad, am I?
No.
No, I mean, you know, you get, you know, you're proud of your kids, win or lose. You know, I don't harp on you ever really about things. You do that yourself. I actually probably have to reel you in a little bit and have you not beat up on yourself so much. So, what other sports you play?
I play volleyball, softball, and basketball. Those
Nice.
are my 3. And volleyball, I don't really have a spot in volleyball because we do like a box rotation.
Okay.
So there's not that much to
I don't
tell
know.
about.
You know, what's funny is that you've spent your life watching volleyball. You know, when you were born, you were watching your older sister, Caitlin, play volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? Probably not when you were born, but.
No, but like when I was a little older and then going to like these faraway places like, what is it?
Oh, we were out of state all the time.
Yeah.
Kansas and Oklahoma and Arkansas and all kinds of places. And we drug you with us.
Yeah. And now I'm like, Caitlin, come to one of my games. And she's like, no, I don't want to.
Oh, you just called your sister out. Hopefully she's not watching, Caitlin. Get to more of your sister's games. She is calling you out right now.
And I'm like, well, I had to go to every single one of yours. And she's like, oh, that sucks.
Well, and you did. I mean, you had to, we spent days in that gym. You did too. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's because that's one of those things where you go and you sit in a gym and it's a blast. I mean, and you watch a game and then you might not have another game for 2 hours and it's an all day thing. So.
And I remember like falling asleep in the car on the way back, every time.
I was driving and half the time I fell asleep on the. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So we've established a few things with you, B. You know, been a big sports fan since really about 2016. Can I tell the story? I didn't get this pre-approved, so she may not say yes, folks. Can I tell the story? Because it's cute. Of when Oklahoma played Georgia.
Oh yeah, I already know what you're gonna say.
In the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny. Oklahoma played.
It's not funny.
It's funny. It's cute. It's kind of cute. Oklahoma played Georgia in the college football playoffs, and we were up for a long time. And it was one of those things where Oklahoma let off the gas. You guys probably know. Georgia comes back 2 overtimes, loses, and that's Baker Mayfield's last year. And so it was. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 below zero outside during that game. And my mom was out of state, and I had told her I would run over and check on her house, just make sure, of course, you know, because it was so cold that the pipes weren't frozen and all that. I asked B, I said, man, it's a tough loss. I go in her room, and she's just bawling. And not like crybaby, you know, just truly I'm hurt tears. And I said, Bella, I said, I've been a fan for, 30 some years. And in that time frame, we've won 2 national championships. I understand how you feel, but we'll come back and do it. And you said, I'll just never get to see Baker Mayfield again. And do you remember what else you did?
I don't know. Actually, no.
You wrote?
Oh, yeah. I wrote my grandma a card about it.
No, you wrote you wrote Mimi. Yeah, you wrote Mimi. You said, I'm so sad Oklahoma lost. What else did it say?
I'm never coming out of my room again.
Yeah. You said I'm going to, and I'll never see Baker Mayfield again. And I saved that, by the way. So Rick Burney says, great thing about traveling with kids sports is is the friends y'all make. And that's true. Both, yeah. I can't see that. Both kids and parents, and the great food. Yeah, you can gain a lot of weight traveling sports because you're always eating out,
Yeah.
And
so, like, one of our volleyball tournaments this year is going to be in Joplin, and we kind of wanted all of our tournaments to be, like, kind of closer here. And we were like, well, we're going to go to Joplin, and then we can go to Billy Sims, which is a restaurant. And I'm just like, I really wanted to go, like, out of town and stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to go to Billy Sims, too, though.
Oh, Billy Sims is the best.
I agree. That is the best.
We go. I mean, we've now. Of course, they used to have a Billy Sims here in Springfield, but the Billy Sims, the Oklahoma Heisman running back, NFL star. We've how many times have we met him? We've hung out with him a lot.
I have 10 times. I think.
Yeah, we spent the day with him a few times, and then it was funny. We were in Norman for a game. And Joe Washington and Billy Sims were at Billy Sims. And the funny part about Billy Sims is he always remembers us.
Yeah.
And he always calls us by name. And makes us feel good, even though, we're not
that important.
We're not that important. But Billy seems to make us feel that way. So, all right, man, we've been talking for a little bit. Tell people what your segments are going to be about.
They're going to be about, sports. But not just, from a kid's point of view, but, from a girl's point of view. Because guys always, tell me, you don't know anything about sports because you're a girl. You can't play sports because you're a girl. But I think girls can play sports, actually. And one of my friends can actually prove that because people would be like, you can't play. And so we would all play them, and we would win every time. They would be like, well, we had a game yesterday, so that's not fair. But, I think it's pretty fair because, I don't know. We play every week, too, but we don't ever give up. And people tell us you can't play, and that just makes us work harder. And so that's what this is going to be about.
So we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, never watched volleyball. Couldn't tell you anything about volleyball. Never watched softball. But I enjoy watching softball now. And I enjoy watching volleyball. But more importantly, Barry says, Bella, girls can do anything boys can do. And I agree with him. More importantly is that I think girls are more aggressive to some degree than boys in a lot of these sports. We go watch the Drury Lady Panthers a lot. They're fast and aggressive. We watched a lot of LR softball this year. They're fast and aggressive, So I agree with you, and I'm excited to hear what your segment's going to be about, and we'll have it from time to time. I'm going to let you come up with the topics, and when you're ready and you got a show put together, we'll run a little segment. Mm-hmm. Sound good? Mm-hmm. I'm excited to have you join the part of the chain gang there, Lil B. Are you excited?
Yeah,
you've already kind of been the star.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run this. Where people are gonna barely watch yours.
She already asked me before we got live how much this pays, and I said, "You get paid exactly what I do, nothing."
Well, if you're such a star, you should get paid. 20 million.
Well, I think we ought to end this while her head's still small. All right, folks. Hey, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Got a great show. Chain Gang live at 7 o'clock. Ryan White and I will be here with our special guest host, David Cucci from Seymour. And so we're going to talk a lot. We got a lot to cover in basketball, and we watched a lot of basketball today. Slamma Stevie and I did the girls game, and Rich was up in Lebanon covering boys. And Mom's saying maybe dinner. I think she's getting hungry, so she's ready for us to come home. But stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to talk youth sports with David Cucci. David Cucci is a huge, huge star around here. He is, I believe, well, we'll cover it tomorrow. And also we got our new segment with Rick Burney I'm excited about. So, guys, live tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll be back here in this studio. Any last words, Lil B?
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner, baby. I love it. All right. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys.